3D Studio Max is one of the useful softwares for creating 3D images and 3D visualizings. In architecture or gaming industry, you can see the 3D Studio Max at the first and top of all these softwares in 3D designing and 3D rendering. Today, SketchUp Arc Studio is here, and I hope you'll be fine and good. We have some basic elements in 3D Studio Max and we want to review it with each other. For the basic users and beginners, 3D Studio Max have these type of environments. You have 4 big windows for managing your camera shot and camera navigation. As you can see, this type of color scheme for the user interface is a little bit too dark. So first of all, if you want to change your software environment color, very simple and easy, you can click on the customize and use the custom UI or default switcher. And then here from the UI scheme, you can change it to the light mode and click on the set option. It takes a little bit time, and after that you can see some type of light environment for yourself, and it works very good for your job. If you want to maximize your one of these camera shots and perspectives, you only need to press Alt and W for maximizing your window, and Alt or W again to exit from this mode. From the left side at the File menu, you can save, reset, open, or save as your jobs. Sometimes you can add, import, or export your targets and files from the import or export area. Using 3D Studio Max is much easier than your projection and perspective. For navigating in 3D Studio Max, if you hold scroll on your cursor, you can pan on your environment. If you hold Alt and hold scroll on your mouse, you can simply orbit in your environment. And if you use zoom in or out with your scroll on your cursor and mouse, you can simply zoom in or zoom out. In this part of your software, you have some pan view objects with holding RMB and left click. You have this option called field of view. You can focus on your targets immediately. We have zoom option in here. You can zoom very simple and easy, or you can zoom all. But how it works? Very simple in all of these portions and camera shots. Another option for doing this zoom very clear is that you can hold Ctrl, Alt, and scroll and move your cursor to focus detailedly on your subject or your target. Drawing. In the drawing mode at the right side, you can see many types of shapes like the box, cone, sphere, geo, and other type of things. You can change all of these object types from the standard primitives to the extended primitives or some other type of things you have in 3D Studio Max. So, for example, I want to draw some type of simple box, but I don't know how. I'm going to click on the box option in here, move my cursor on my environment, hold my left click, move it for the first time, and for the second time I can move it to the upside. When I press F4 on my keyboard, I can see these edges very simple and easy and much clearer. All of the modifiers and settings related to your shapes in the modifier box. So if you want to select this, first of all you must click on it, and after that you must click on the modify. My unit set up on the centimeter. 108 to 160 centimeter with the height about 52 centimeter. All of these details completely related to this box. Another way for managing your objects is that you can click on this place called Scene Explorer, and in here you can drag it to the left side and push it out. Now we have box number 1, and when I click on this eye level, I can hide it or unhide it for myself. Selection. As you can see in this selection, we have different type of shapes for our job. For example, I can draw some type of cone for myself, very simple and easy, or I can use the cylinder for my job. Sometimes I can use some type of nice and steady objects like the teapot. As you can see, all of these objects, subjects, and shapes manage in the Scene Explorer at the left side of your screen. You can hold Ctrl and select most of them, and you can see all of them will select it for you. Very simple. But other time, if you press F4, you have in this place the selection tool called rectangular selection. When I click on it, I can draw this type of box, and all of the settings related to this box, maybe these edges will be selected for me. But we have some other type of selection called window crossing. When I click on it and open some type of box, only some objects inside of my box will select it for me. For example, if I want to select out these teapots, I only need to draw some box, and teapot will only select it for me. You have many type of selections when you hold your left click on the select tool, and you can see, for example, spray selection. Very simple and easy, it works like that. Or some other times you can change your selection to the rectangular selection and change it to the window mode to select all of your objects. Zoom. When you want to zoom on your objects in 3D Studio Max, you only need to select it and get far away of it and press Z on your keyboard, and you can see you only focus on your target called the teapot. If I want to see more details, I can hold Ctrl, Alt, and scroll and move my cursor to focus on this target very smoothly and slowly. Another option which called modifier. When I click on this box and click on the modifier, as you can see, I can change the size of it, width of it, and the height of it. And all of them completely simple and easy. You can adjust it by your hand, manually, and do your best job you want from this box. For example, I can increase the segments of this target for creating some type of special shapes in my mind. As you can see, you can increase your segments as you can. If I want to delete this teapot, I can select it and select this cone in here and cylinder in here. I can right click in the Scene Explorer and click on the delete, or I can press delete on my keyboard. Another topic is the rendering. For the rendering in 3D Studio Max, as you can see, we have this box in here, but we don't know how we can create some render only for the 3D Studio Max. In the upside, we have rendering, and when I click on the render, as you can see, it will render for me with the Schemline engine rendering. But as a matter of fact, it's not really useful right now. Modifiers. As you can see, we have this box in here, and for example, we want to bend it out, but we don't know how. In the modifier list, I only need to type bend, and bend will be activated for me. So now in the bend mode, I can click on it and increase the angle of it to see the changes. Very simple and easy. All of them is completely depends on you. Right now, it's only bent on the Z direction. I can change it to the X and increase the bend option to create this type of bend settings in here. As you can see, it works very simple and easy, and you can change the gizmo of the bending. It completely depends on you. Another option, rotating. Before I rotate this object in here, I can click on these options with the right click to reset my position. If you want to change the color of these objects, you can click on this place box number 1 and change your object, for example, to the pink. If I press F4 on my keyboard, I can see all of these segments, and if I press W, I can move this object anywhere I want in the 3 main directions in the 3D visualizing. If you want to orbit this job, you only need to press E on your keyboard, and this type of orbit sphere will indicate for you how you can orbit your job. Very simple and easy in different type of shapes and directions. If you want to rescale your job, you can click on the scale option in here and scale it on the Z, Y, or X position, or in all of these positions. 3D Studio Max is one of the best softwares for modeling. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe our community and YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.